Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So, viewer has a question. Let me read that question to you. So it's from Matt DiMaggio. Hello, I used to play with the Wilson Ultra Pro Tour 2.0 and got the 3.0 recently. I string it with Luxilon ALU Power Rough at 53 pounds to get more time out of the strings. I do play better with the 3.0 version. Do you have any advice for how to maximize the results from this racket? I have a big serve. I am very aggressive, advanced player, 17 years of age with a one-handed backhand. A racket review would be helpful. Thank you. Okay, so Matt, this one's for you. Now, I asked Matt back if he bought that 3.0 version from Wilson because they no longer offer this particular racket in the newest version to retail. Like, I can't get them. The warehouse places can't get them. It's only from Wilson direct. So you'd have to go to the Wilson website, wilson.com, to get that particular racket. So I'm guessing, Matt, you got it from there. So I can't access that racket, but I know how this one feels, the 2.0 version of that Ultra Tour. So I'm going to actually go off of this one. I'm actually very familiar with this one. So I know I have a one-handed backhand. I have a pretty big serve, right? The one thing I know about this racket is that the sweet spot is on slightly the lower side of the spectrum. So I know that when the many times I hit with it, that if I struck the ball up here, right up here where I normally strike it, that it would kind of give me a little bit of a bendy feel, right? I wouldn't get that flush feel. Now, if I struck it a little lower, like right there, I would get that feeling, okay? So I know for a fact that at least in this 2.0 version, that we need to help out the racket a bit up here, okay? Now, my guess is that they didn't mess with that 3.0 very much because this, unlike the other Ultras in the line, this is the player stick. So they can't play with it too much. They can't make it stiffer because everybody's going to complain. So my guess is it's a paint job on this racket. Okay? Just my guess. All right? So I'm going to tell you what to do right now to maximize what you're going to get out of your 3.0. Now, that 3.0 might feel better to you because it's new too. So anytime you have a new racket versus a racket that you've had for a year or more, the new racket's going to feel firmer. It's going to feel, stiffer, a little more power out of it. It's going to have more, it's going to be stronger. I mean, it didn't have to hold strings and didn't have to get punishment from you playing with it for a year. The one you have is older and softer. So the graphite's broken down a bit on it already. So you just haven't noticed that until you got your new racket because it'll feel different, okay? All right, so let's dive into this a bit. Now, knowing what I know about this racket, I would like for you to start here. I would like you to count, I'll just start here. At the top, okay? 6 lines. So 6 mains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And I would like you to put some lead tape, okay? So I'll do it on the table here. I would like you to put some lead tape for 6 lines right there. 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch there, Okay, so let's do that. Take my lead tape, my scissor out. I mean, it doesn't need to be that precise, just kind of be in the ballpark here, because we're just doing a test run here with your racket. So that's all we're going to use right now, and we're going to put it at 12 o'clock. Okay, so there's one. Okay, we got 12 o'clock right there with that little dot. So I'm going to start right here where that grommet is. Tip number 1. Strip number 2, I'm just going to put it on the other side. Nice and simple. Make sure it stays on. I know sometimes these lead strips don't tend to stay on very well. Okay, so that's all we need right now to mess with it. Okay, so try that first. See if that helps you. Okay. Now the second thing you would do, I mean, if that feels pretty good, but maybe a little too heavy for you, instead of going into the butt cap and injecting a bunch of stuff, I want you to do this. I want you to take kind of what you put up there. So essentially this. So I'm going to take that same strip right there. Okay, same strip of lead, about the same amount. So that much. Okay. Take that off. I'm just gonna go like that. You can be fancy and cut it in a 4, but this is just a test for now to see if you like it. I'm just going to go here with it on the flat side, and then here with it on the flat side. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm counterweighting this. So why I do this is so it doesn't throw it off too much. It doesn't throw off the weight that you're used to too much. So I'm putting the overgrip back on. I mean, I can easily inject silicone into that butt cap, but that's going to be hard to take out. So this is just your test run in terms of see if you like it, because we can easily just peel this off. We can easily just peel this off, and then it'd be fine. Now that feels good to me, right? So what I just did is I counterbalanced this so that you don't feel too much of a difference. And you actually can feel that there's more weight because swing weight's now changed. Balance may have changed a little bit too. So what we just did was I just extended your sweet spot up a little bit so that when you strike up here, you get a more solid feel. Okay. Now, if you really like if this doesn't do it for you, I would say add some here to 3 and 9, like 4 strings worth on each side, right? And then try it like that. Try it like that. So that'll actually make it feel more stable, right? Stable through, especially that backhand, because backhand likes, one-handed backhands like weight. You want weight in the head to drive it through. Forehand, not so much. Forehand can adapt, excuse me, forehand can adapt to whatever weight it is, but the backhand loves weight, especially a one-hander. So what I just did is I didn't change too much on your racket. So your stroke shouldn't change. It'll just get more plow on the forehand and more pop on the serve, and it allows you to have a higher sweet spot too, okay? Now adding it to the sides will change things. It will stabilize the racket more. It'll be harder to kind of come through a little more like this. It'll be forcing you to hit, you know, kind of like Novak, where you drive through the ball a little more. So if you want to flatten out your stroke a little bit, add that 4 strings to 3 and 9, okay? And then maybe add the same amount into that handle with strips too. But try it first with 3 and 9, and then if you like that way, then add the strips to the handle on the bottom, about the same amount, okay? And then see how that goes. But you know, all this weighting stuff is just trial and error to see what you like, to see what, you know, the shape of your ball turns out to. Are you getting more power? Are you losing power, right? But the ultimate judge is going to be you and how it feels to you, and if the ball's doing what you want. All right, that's what you're looking for. But start by here, right? And don't do this yet, okay? If you liked it there, then counterweight it here a little bit more. Or if it's too head heavy for you, put it here too. But start here and then these two, okay? I hope that made sense. All right, and see how it goes, and shoot me a comment to see if that worked for you. All right. Thanks for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.